And I know not everybody is just feeling the shift of the economy. So guys, let's just talk about this. Like, what are the things that have just made you, what are the things you are doing that these days you don't do because of the economy? Let me start with me. Let me start with my own self. Hi guys, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Aska Akinyi. For those ones who don't know me, for those ones who know this channel, karibuni tena sana. Thank you for stopping over. Thank you for coming back again. You guys are amazing. Nawapenda kama kawaida tena sana. So guys, in today's video guys, we just want to talk. I said that we are going to have more of talks and all that. So today we want to talk. And today's topic guys, we're going to talk about the economy, you guys, like how the economy can just humble you guys. I don't know if the economy has just humbled you, but for me, like, this economy has just humbled me. Like, I'm just realizing how much the economy is humbling me, and it has always been humbling me, but I didn't realize it that much. You guys, like, you guys, I don't want to say that poverty humbles. That name, actually, that is the greatest fear of my life, poverty. And that name, just mentioning it, I feel like I cannot mention it, but let me just mention it. Poverty can humble. When the economy shifts, it can also humble you. So guys, I just want to interact with you there in the comment section, since I've not invited someone to just come along in, but I'll be inviting people to just come along in and share their views on how this economy has just affected them in one way or another. So guys, what are those things that has just shifted? Like, what are those things that you notice you're not doing that you are doing? We all know that this economy is really high, like everything is high, and then also getting the money is not easy. Like, it's so good when everything is high and you can get the money so quick, but it's never dark in every side. When there is light in this particular side, there is darkness in the other side, and I know not everybody is just feeling the shift of the economy. So guys, let's just talk about this. Like, what are the things that have just made you, what are the things you are doing that these days you don't do because of the economy? Let me start with me. Let me start with my own self. Yeah, when it comes to my own self, I used to make my nails. Like, I used to make, put on stick-ons and all that. I used to make my nails and all that. But lately, I've just noticed that I don't do those things, by the way. I'm like, I can live without it. After all, I'm just in the house. I'm not going out. And then this work from home thing can just make you be like, you just want to be the way you are, because you're like convincing yourself, I'm going nowhere and all that. So I think that money of making my nails, both my feet nails and my hand nails, I think that one, it's been a while, so I just end up making my toenails only, and I don't do my hand nails, simply also because I'm like, I'm working 24/7, so why would I make my nails? I'm going to just remove pesa and all that, because there are stick-ons and all that. So I think that is one thing that I don't do. I realize that I don't do to myself that much that I used to do to myself. What is this other thing that I realize I don't do to my own self? I think it's just nails. But when it comes to my hair, maybe I can just skip, but with my hair, I'm trying. With my hair, I'm trying. So another thing that I noticed that just shifted was, when it comes to my shopping. Like, when it comes to shopping and all that, guys, kitambo, like, I used to buy like a lot of things and all that, but these days I just do basic things. I don't know who can relate, you guys. I remember I used to buy Akina Royco cubes. I used to buy Akina Indomies. I used to buy a lot of maybe to drinks, sodas and all that. I used to buy, what do we call it? I used to just eat pishori rice or just the dawat, you guys. And you know how expensive dawat is. Trust you me, the economy has just humbled me. Guys, I don't know the area that the economy has humbled you, but the economy has just humbled me in that area. Like, I'm like, oh my god, let me just eat. As long as it's rice, it's affordable, that is what I'm going to pick. Because again, when you call it affordable, it's the same price that you used to buy it with. So because you're like, my money, my salary has not increased, my income has not increased, so what am I going to do to just fill in the gap of this economy? You go ahead to just cut down some things. You're like, if I buy rice, they're going to eat that rice instead of buying indomies and all that. Indomies are like, that was how I just cutted things, like to Royco cubes. I'm like, will I die if I don't put Royco cubes in food? Of course I will not die. I only need vitungus, nyanya, and mafuta. Like those many spices that I used to buy these days, I don't buy. It's not like I don't love them, it's like I'm not dealing with them at the moment. If I don't use them, I will not die, or nothing will just depreciate in my life. Actually, in terms of food, that is what I just did, to just cut on those things and all that. I also, earlier on, I also had cut on just buying my packed milk, and I went to ATM milk, but I went back to that box milk because there was an aftertaste in ATM milk, and I was like, no, I'm not going to deal with this one. And then I'm this kind of a person that I don't go out of the house every now and then. Like I can stay indoors for like a week and I don't even feel like going out. So I was like, no, it's giving me a lot of stress, because if I buy ATM milk in bulk, it's going to go bad. Like it's going to go bad, or I'll just find it has some aftertaste. And I found myself that even that one, I am wasting money. I'll just rather buy the box milk and then I'll just have peace in it. So that is another thing. When it comes to the other thing, that, oh my god, you guys, like water bill, you know, you're looking for the things that will just help you to cut down on the cost, because already we're not saying that these things are just reducing your expenditures. They're not reducing. You just try to find a way that it will just make it the way it was, because everything right now is double price and triple price. We all know that. So you're just trying to don't incur extra costs and you find yourself in loans and all that, because if you just maintain your life in the standard that it was with this current economy, you're going to go into loans. Or maybe if you're saving particular amount of money, now you are not going to save that money, you are going to go dry, because things have hiked so high that you cannot maintain the standard you used to have. You can't. Like maybe for example, you used to use a particular tissue, maybe Cozy or Tena, the Tena one, the soft one, and it's going for 600 shillings, you guys, and you used to buy it maybe at 350 shillings. It will just be best alternative to not stick to Tena that is 600 shillings. You're going, because your salary also have not increased. So me, I think it just be good you look for a tissue that is just around there, 300 and 350 shillings. You just downgrade, like you just downgrade your life. Kindly, what I'm just saying here is, this economy is just humbling. Like it's humbling me. I don't know about you, like it's humbling me to just downgrade life, you guys. Like, huh? You downgrade life. I don't know if you can relate, guys. If you can relate, just comment in the comment section. Let's just have an interactive comment section. But that is it. So when it comes to water, there's this particular way that you can just save on water that I found out, that things are not going to be so expensive. Initially, I used to pay water 100 per meter. It went to 150. But right now, since power, KPLC is also KPLC. Right now, steamer 1 meter is going for 200 shillings, you guys. Like it's going for 200 shillings. So you have to find a way. Like you have to find a way on how you are going to play with that money, you guys. Like if you are using running water, my friend, and you are spending 100 shillings per meter, and you are using running water, and right now it is 200 shillings per meter. So if you are using maybe Magia 500, trust me, you're going to use Magia 1000. Like everything na double. So one thing I just found out is I don't use running water when washing my utensils. I don't, like when I'm doing laundry, I don't, the water that I've just used to rinse, I don't just pour them out. I use the same water to just wash other clothes. I think that is how I'm saving water when it comes to laundry. And I'm recycling some water that I've just rinsed with to wash the clothes again. And then when it comes to washing utensils, I'm just using that same water. When it comes to bathing, of course you cannot take a shower with a whole basin. If you are the kind of a person that is taking a shower with a lot of water, you're not paying bills. You don't know how it sucks. Like me, I really know the pain of paying bills. I really know the pain of paying bills, even if I'm not paying them, but I know the pain of paying bills. So you will find me that I don't extra use things, because I know in one particular time you might find yourself alone and you are used to just spoiling things around. So what are you going to do? And now that is your bill. To shift from that change to just going to just put your life in line again, it's gonna be crazy. But if you just have that mentality of not wasting resources, I think it will be good if, even if you're not the one who is paying the bills, it will just be good to just use minimal resources. Because trust you me, if things have just hiked, you just have to also if you're paying water bill at 100 shillings and you are using 20 liters to just take a shower, kindly you just have to make sure you try yourself, even when you've not sweat enough, just try to use 10 liters, because you still want to maintain the same balance. It's not that when you are using 100 shillings you're flourishing in money. No, you still had your struggles, you still had to save, you still had things to do, and imagine now things are double and those things are still pending. Like, it's crazy, like it's gonna be crazy. So that is one thing you can just do. Even if you're not paying it, just try to save resources on that, on water and all that. Like right now when we come to power, because that is another bill that is about the home. When you go to food, you go to rent, of course with rent it's always constant, you go to water bill, you go to electricity. Those are the things that when a house doesn't have, it cannot run smoothly. So when we come to KPLC, we come to power and electricity, no matter the type of electricity you're using, because let us just talk about electricity, because majority of people are using electricity. Try to buy energy savers. Yes, try to buy energy savers. It will save on steamer. And then you guys, like I'm telling you, bills can humble you. If you're the kind of a person that maybe ikikuwa giza, you just put on all the lights, you have to just use one light. Like when you're out of a particular room, you have to put off the light. When you're out of a particular room, you have to put off the light. Like you have to minimize. So that is what I am doing. That is what I've been doing. Like, make sure that you minimize on electricity, put off the lights. When you're not using a particular room, kindly put off the light. It will save you when it comes to electricity. If you're this kind of a person that uses a lot of maybe hot water, every now and then you just want to boil water in the kettle every now and then. Some people do that when they're not paying the bills. Maybe let's say for example you have a nanny, or you are hosting someone, and you'll just see them like boiling water each and every time. They don't know, like it's like they don't know how to just take care of resources. But if you're the one, and it's also good to just talk to whoever you're living in the house to just try and minimize resources. If you're the kind of a person that uses hot water almost every time, just boil it once, put it in a flask. It will prevent you from keeping on boiling and boiling and boiling. And you know, it's electricity that is just going on. Yes, I think that one you can just minimize on that one. Like, try to boil some water. That is what I normally do. I try to boil some water, put it in a flask. When I want to change my baby, I'll just put hot water, cold water, it becomes warm, and then I'll just wipe her. So when we are around the house, I again don't use wipes. I just use warm water. But with wipes, when we just want to go to church, or maybe we are going somewhere, we're visiting somewhere, or maybe we are going where it is not home, that you cannot have that struggle of warm water and all that, guys. So that is another thing that have just humbled me, just using warm water to just wipe my baby, and then I'll just be saving on electricity and all that. So if you're not using a particular thing, please don't put it in power. It will really save you a lot, by the way. Yes, at least it will bring things to balance. It will bring things to balance. So what is the other thing that have just humbled me and I've tried to regulate on it? Like, guys, yes, I know it is good to just drink distilled water. Yes, I'm aware of that. It is good. But when things are going out of board, you'll just have to go with how things are. I used to buy distilled water, but not the one in supermarket, because the one in supermarket is going for 350 shillings when you have your bottle. Imagine going for 360 shillings when you have your bottle. I don't even know, it's around 500. Like, things are so expensive these days. Like, water going for 500, water going for 480. And trust you me, maybe you quite a number in the house and you want to be drinking that water. Like I noticed when just water arrives here in the house and maybe you're hosting, everyone wants just to drink water and people will just be drinking water. Maybe water is remaining in the cup and someone will just pour it. I think that is very bad. Someone will just go ahead and pour it, and this is water that you just distilled water that you're just buying. It's expensive than this other water. I think you need to talk to maybe the people you're staying with or even you yourself. But one thing I just did about water, I used to buy this one ya refill. These days you see so many businesses of water. Kitambo it used to be 100 shillings for refill, and then I used to refill with 100 bob, not the supermarket one. This one you just go, they refill for you 20 liters at I think it's normally 18 liters. 18 liters at around 100 shillings, you guys. When it shifted to 150 shillings, I think by that time now I stopped buying that water, and I identified a place where I was just buying this Kanjo water that was going for 30 shillings. That same, and then I was like, this 30 shillings, 150 divided by 30, that is 5. Then if we just buy these 5 bottles, we are going to drink it the whole month. And this other one, we are going to 150 times 5, that is 750. So you can imagine 750 and then 150. If you subtract, you get 500 shillings. Like you get 600, not even 500. A difference of 600 shillings you're going to just save. So I decided no, no, it's okay. I don't care whether it has, I don't know what. It's okay. I'm just going to be drinking that water. Yeah, 30 bob. Yes, I know these days in Panda it's 40 bob. Some other places it's 50, but it ranges in between 40 to 30. I think that is one thing that just humbled me, and I lowered my standard. So if I want to give Louie, I boil it for her. I just put it in kettle, I boil, and then I put it in a bottle, so she will just be drinking that one. But for us, we'll just be drinking this other one. So I think that is another thing that just humbled me, you guys, when it comes to homemaking and all that, and just doing budgets and all that, guys. So I don't know what just humbles you, what has humbled you around your home. What is that thing that you used to do that these days we don't do? Because you guys, we all know that things are hiking. Today you can find something is this price, tomorrow you're going to find something is another price. So how are we dealing with that? Like in that situation, how are we dealing with that, so that we can make sure we don't go into debts, so that we can make sure we don't go into stress and all that? To me, the best thing that has always been helping me, and the best thing that I think is, when the economy is high and your money has not increased, go with the economy. Just lower things to just be where you are. That one will avoid you from going to debts. Just lower. If you used to buy maybe Pishori at 250 shillings, and right now Pishori is at 500 shillings a kg, lower your 2 kgs, lower yourself, just go for 2 kg at 250 shillings. Like just put that balance. But again, another thing to just maintain your standard is to just try and look for other sources of income. Think about that. Think about that box. When you still want, when the economy is high and your money has not increased, you need to increase with your money. It's either you lower yourself down. That is the number one thing. It's either you lower yourself down or you increase your income. So it depends with the person you are. So if you're still not in the space of increasing your income, you have to lower it down. Just lower it down. There's no problem with lowering life down. I think the society will just be like on the lookout and just wait to see if you're lowering yourself down. But that is what it is. When the economy is high, try to lower yourself down, degrade yourself, or try to just look for more sources of income. And I think that particular time, when more sources of income comes, it won't be just a quick thing. But the moment you just start thinking and start trying to look for extreme sources of just bringing in income, you're going to find yourself again going back to the standard that you used to have. Because now you have a lot of sources of income that are just coming in that will just help you to support yourself the way you used to be. So guys, that is it for me. That is how the economy has just tried to fix me. It has made me lower down, degrade my lifestyle. It has made me, like, it has just humbled me, and it has made me to just look for money further. Economy will just humble you, by the way, because you'll find yourself doing some businesses that maybe people will be like, are you really doing this? Like, are you really doing this? You push yourself harder, like you push yourself harder, because there is a standard of life you want to live, and you cannot live that standard of life when you've just folded your hands like this. You have to push yourself harder. So guys, with those few remarks, let me just wind this video from here. Nawapenda tena sana. You can just comment down below, what is that thing that has just humbled you in this tough economy, and what are you doing to just make sure that you fit in this economy? What are you doing to make sure that you don't go into loans? What are you doing to make sure that you still stay at par? You guys, you can just share hapo chini. Nawapenda sana. Thank you for listening to this beautiful girl. Bye guys, and lots of love, and kindly watch the ads, kindly subscribe to my channel, kindly click the notification bell for more videos guys. Nawapenda tena sana.